You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Slamdy, A-go. Slamdy, A-go.
Like the sound of that. Right now, the Padres getting ready to face the Braves in the National League Wild Card Series today. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. on this October 1st. We've got baseball in October.
Yes, we do.
I'm Eric Connor.
And I'm Netta Rampur. So we have a lot of news to get to, but first, of course, things are heating up. Not feeling like October at all.
Right.
Not
Not only for the Padres, let's say that. But in other aspects as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, wear those tank tops to the game,
Yeah,
right? It's gonna
absolutely.
be
Tank
hot.
tops, lather up the sunscreen, wide-brimmed hat, all of that's going to come in handy. I mean, luckily, of course, it's going to be toward the evening hours, so things will start to cool down. But technically, we really don't see those temperatures starting to drop until closer to 6, 7 p.m. Current visibility out the door, a whole nother issue on hand. That is how far you can see in front of you while you're driving on the freeway. Up in Orange County and LA County, there is a dense fog advisory. We do not have that in effect, but the same message applies. Carlsbad, Miramar, Kearney Mesa, all at less than half a mile of visibility. We're going to watch those clouds break apart in the coming hours, and you can thank the clouds for the cooler temperatures at the coast. 78 at the water. Downtown's expected to be right around 80 degrees, and that means that as you head out to the game, it could be 80 degrees. 95 if you're watching from inland. 100 degrees out across the mountains and the deserts, around 113. These temperatures 15 or so degrees warmer than normal and only getting hotter. Find out when our hottest day of the week is ahead.
Okay, yeah, those are very high numbers.
Wow.
All right, thank you, Evan. Later this afternoon, the Chula Vista City Council will meet to vote on an ordinance that would ban homeless encampments in that city.
Chula Vista would join other cities like San Diego, San Marcos, and Escondido, who have passed similar bans. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live outside Chula Vista City Hall here this morning with details on this ordinance. Regina?
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta. And last month, there was a pretty heated debate as many residents rallied against that ordinance. But during that city council meeting in early September, the council did vote in favor of that ordinance. But that requires a second vote and a second reading, which brings us to today. They'll once again have that discussion at their city council meeting later today. Now, the ordinance in Chula Vista would prohibit campsites as well as sitting, sleeping, lying, or even storing personal belongings on public property at specific locations in the city. The city says in the last 4 years, the homelessness crisis has grown with a number of unsheltered people doubling from prior years. Homeless advocates have been against this ordinance. In the last meeting, a number of residents raised concerns over a camping ban, many saying it is critical that any efforts to remove encampments should be joined by efforts to increase the availability of shelters in our cities and regions. There's others who say criminalizing those who are already at their most vulnerable does not fix the problem. So back out here, we do know that meeting is expected to start at 5 p.m. later today. Now, if they do once again vote on this ordinance, it will take effect a month from now. That's the latest here in Chula Vista. I'm Regina Yarita, CBS 8.
Regina, thank you so much for the update. And now this morning, new orders go into effect at the southern border, which the Biden administration says will make asylum restrictions even tougher. So this move toughens restrictions that were imposed in June, which bar migrants from being granted asylum when U.S. officials deem the southern border is overwhelmed. Under the new orders, the daily numbers of asylum seekers will have to be below 1,500 for nearly a month before restrictions can be lifted. This comes as new federal data finds migrant crossings decreased for the third month in a row in September. They are now at their lowest levels since 2020. Authorities credit the restrictions that were put in place in June.
Today, the San Diego City Council will be discussing a resolution asking the federal government to declare a national emergency over the South Bay sewage crisis. The mayors of San Diego and Imperial Beach will also call for that emergency today. Meantime, construction to fix and expand the South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant is now underway. Officials announced a contract to refurbish the treatment plant's Junction Box 1. Now, this is going to help the plant control how much wastewater it accepts, protecting its equipment from damage, and allowing the plant to treat the growing volume of wastewater coming across the border.
Okay, let's turn now to some baseball, shall we? It's an exciting day today. The Padres are in the playoffs for the third time in 5 years. So they're going to be playing the Atlanta Braves. That's how it shook up yesterday in the wild card series.
Yeah, the Braves split that doubleheader with the New York Mets yesterday to lock up the 5th seed in the National League postseason bracket. We're in the 4th seed. The Padres spent the day working out at Petco Park, getting ready. Michael King, by the way, will be the starting game 1 for the pitchers for the Friars today. First pitch for this one's going to be 5:38 p.m. Game 2 will go to Joe Musgrove.
Yeah.
If Game 3 is necessary, then it will be Dylan Cease on the bump in that elimination game.
Okay, so now CBS 8's Chris Groh is live at Petco Park this morning.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah, you're there where Game 1 will take place. Chris, tell us, what can fans expect?
Look, fans can expect a lot because so much has been put into this season by both the players, the general managers, the staff that work here at Petco Park, everyone involved with the Padres as part of this playoff push, if you will, that now begins today here, Game 1 against the Atlanta Braves. And look, because we're hosting a team like the Braves with a big fan base, and because maybe, hey, some Padres fans haven't made their way out to a Petco Park game yet, we want to bring in Ken Kawachi here to talk a little bit about what it is that fans can expect. So let's start with tickets, because I will tell you that as someone who stood out there yesterday by Petco Park, we had a lot of people coming up and saying, where can I go get paper tickets? Where can I? They want the relics. They want the paper tickets.
I hear you.
It's probably best to just keep to the cell phone, right?
Yep, everything's digital, all on the MLB Ballpark app. So, you'll just have to make those memories in the ballpark watching the Padres win today.
So for those who have not been to Petco Park yet, what are some of the sort of things they need to know before they get down to the ballpark?
Yeah, I think the 3 simple things is that you want to remember is always have a plan when you're coming downtown, right? How are you getting here? If you're parking, hey, come early. If you're taking public transit, the Coaster, MTS, great options to get downtown. And when you do get to the gates, just remember our bag policy. It's a 12-inch by 6-inch by 12-inch clear bag, 5x7, those little crossbody bags or those little clutches. And of course, if you have an infant or a child bringing in medical things, those are fine as well.
Anything different for the playoff push, or excuse me, now that we're here in the playoffs, in terms of when gates open or anything like that?
So for today, 5:38 first pitch, Gallagher Square is going to open up at 3 o'clock, and all the other gates will open up at 3:30.
Okay. And tickets, no matter what, will get you in through Gallagher Square at that 3 o'clock?
That's correct. Any ticket, come on in, come join the party out here in Gallagher Square. Get ready to cheer on the Padres and take on the Braves.
All right, Ken, well, thank you so much. I know it's been an exciting time here for everybody that's a part of the Padres family. You guys mentioned again, Michael King going to be taking the mound today. Part of that Juan Soto deal that happened, and then you saw the parts from some of that also going in to get Dylan Cease. So this has been, you look at that pitching lineup that we have here for, of course, the Wild Card Series, and you have to say, wow, all of that investment that went into making something like this possible hopefully gets us to the next round. And you look at the team and you're like, wow, I don't know, this is looking pretty good, right? The rest of the lineup. So things are looking pretty good here for San Diego.
And remember, the Braves are going to be exhausted.
Totally.
They played yesterday,
Doubleheader.
2 games, and then they're traveling. So, hey, we got that on them.
Because it was so close with the Mets,
Yeah.
they had to use a lot of their pitching, a lot of their bullpen, so maybe their arms are used up. So that's a little advantage
don't
maybe
have
for us.
what we have, the fresh arm.
We'll see.
All our
Okay.
chess pieces are in place here.
Very nice. Thank you very
Thank you,
much,
Chris.
Chris. And I'm looking at tickets.
Yes.
StubHub, Ticketmaster.
I know, you're dreaming.
How's it looking?
Yes.
80, 90,
Oh.
180.
Ooh.
And then
There are
all the way up.
$90 tickets?
There are $90 tickets. Yes,
Okay.
for
Is that
like Gallagher Square?
Yeah.
I mean,
But,
that checks.
That's
But
fine.
Yeah.
For the
With the new
playoffs,
improvements, you can see
It's
pretty well
fun.
into the
That's
field
true.
now from
So-
beyond.
So that might be worth your $90.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of money. But
Yeah.
I'd say, Bubs,
Right, you can go
Social
nearby,
Tap, so many
yes.
restaurants around there that you can just enjoy. They'll be playing
your
the game. You still
tacos.
hear everything.
It's going to be
Right.
fun night downtown for sure.
How hot will it be there?
It will be very hot. So, I mean, the plus side is, of course, since downtown Petco Park is right around the water, you got 78 degrees. That's on average, though, along our coastline. Urban heat island, as we call it, tends to make things a little warmer, so I'd say bank on the low 80s. 95 inland, 100 for the mountains, 113 out there across the deserts. There's an excessive heat warning that is taking effect at 10 a.m. It'll last through Thursday for our inland valleys and our deserts. That's the pink on either side of the orange. The orange is a heat advisory, same timing on that. What the message I'd like to deliver with both of these is that if you're in any of these areas that are highlighted in pink or orange, you're looking at temperatures between 90 and 105 degrees this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and Thursday afternoon, and then 110 degrees plus 110 up to about 115 for the deserts. During daytime hours, ideally, you're limiting the amount of time you're spending outside. That's the emphasis. Plenty of water, sunscreen, everything you can use on hand. Wide-brimmed hats, sunglasses to help you beat the heat. And then, of course, be checking on the neighbors. Watch out for the young kids, older adults, all susceptible to heat-related illnesses. Up in Orange County into LA County, dense fog advisory. We do not have that in San Diego, but the message there applies that it is foggy out there, so reduce your speeds. We're not leaving the heat behind anytime soon. It's going to stick with us for many of the days to come. While all of those heat-related alerts expire on Thursday, that's because going into Friday, we see a small drop in temperatures. We're still in the low 90s out there for our inland valleys by Friday, which is still about 10 degrees warmer than average. And then take a look at what happens beyond that. Don't want to scare you yet, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it looks like temperatures are going to be even hotter. So we could be looking at temperatures around 98 to 100 degrees across our inland valleys for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That means over the next week or so, we're not feeling like fall. We're feeling a lot like summer once again. Maybe that could work to our benefit for these upcoming games. Let's take a look at what we have going on outside as far as traffic goes. Want to show you a live look at the 805. This is the southbound lanes just south of the 15, but you can see how the northbound lanes are also flowing pretty smoothly too. A little more volume on the northbound lanes. Want to mention just one crash that has popped up and that is already causing some decent backups on the 54 going on to the 5. So 54 westbound at Highland Avenue, we've got a crash. CHP is on scene. Also, keep in mind on the left-hand side of your screen there, you got that event icon. That means that down at Petco Park, you can expect plenty of traffic in the East Village area and really all across downtown as we get toward this evening stretch when that game begins. All right, let's take a look at border wait times out the door right now. It's a 130-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Going to take you well over 2 hours, about 2 hours and 10 minutes. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is going to take you about an hour 20 in total. Ned and Eric, back to you.